it's Kara with the bag holder, and we are going to make a super duper tasty treat for dinner tonight. We are going to do a crusted chicken breast with a sage sauce that is phenomenal. And it's so easy, but it looks so elegant. So I'm going to show you how we do it. Basically, we're going to pop a bag on the bag holder. If you don't have a bag holder, use a bowl, but you need to go buy a bag holder because there's no reason not to have one because they do 1,000 things. Woo! There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to crack 2 eggs. And as you can see, I've got my workstation set up. I do this because working in kitchens all my life and restaurants and so forth, it's easy. When you buy a sink, you're not getting your counters and the rest of your kitchen dirty. It's easy to wash or rinse my hands right here. And if it's something that I could throw down the disposal, I can throw it here. And if I need something to throw in the trash, I can throw it here. Good to go. So this is a great workstation. Now, I've got 2 eggs. Boom, boom. We're going to crack them right in the holder. Very simple. This is a perfect example. I need to rinse my hands. Guess what? Boop. Done. We're going to mix those up a little bit. We're going to dip our chicken in it, but in order to do that, I need the egg yolk crushed. So I'm just going to do this. This is basically our dipping sauce. And this, again, is going to make a crusted chicken. We're using panko crumbs. If you don't know what panko crumbs are, they're just basically a wheat bread crumb. They're much healthier. They've got a coarser texture, which makes it really nice, especially when you want to have chicken with a good crunch. So we pop the bag back on the holder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fork. Because you know, if you've watched any of my videos, touching raw meat is just no. I mean, I prefer not to. If I can avoid it, I will. So I'm going to plop my chicken right in here. We're going to do 4 at a time. Just like this. And again, I'm not having to touch raw meat at all. Come on, you little bugger. There you go. Now, these fillets are already thin. They were on sale. They were little chicken cutlets, which is fantastic, so that I didn't have to pound them out. But if I needed to pound them out, what I would have done first is throw the chicken in the holder, seal it, pound, pop, 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 pound it out, and then put the chicken back on this package right here. Again, minimize the steps, minimize the work. Then I'd add my egg and mix it. So hopefully you got that. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a little pepper in here, as well as a little garlic, just so my chicken, now when I say little, we're talking like a teaspoon, just so my chicken can have some flavoring, as I basically, what you would call dredge it, I'm going to dip it. I'm just going to set that aside so you can see the holder. So we zip it up, so you can see me mix this up. Perfect. See? Mix it, shake it, baby, shake it up, baby, shake it up. If you can see me, I'm dancing. That's why I have it focused on the food, because you'd probably be sick. All right. See, it's perfectly coated just like we want it to be. Let me give this holder right back over here. Pop the bag back on the holder and open this baby up. Now here's what I'm going to do, because normally you would have dredged that in an egg, then you use another bowl and then another bowl. Bah, bah humbug. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add the breadcrumbs, the panko crumbs, right here. Now if you don't have panko crumbs, you can always, if you are like a super duper cook, you can use your wheat bread that's a couple days old, throw it in the food processor, throw little seasonings, Italian seasoning, etc., and make your own breadcrumbs. I don't have time for that. This is like $3. This will last me a couple months. So I'm going to pour it in here. Now we're going to do about 2 to 3 cups, because whatever I have left, it's going to be used for this chicken. I'd say that's about right. This is an Italian flavored one, but I'm going to add a little salt. Again, about a teaspoon. This is seasoning salt. You know, it's good for everything. You can use any type of salt you want, fake salt as well. And I am going to add my Italian seasoning. See, I wasn't even prepared, but here we go. The beauty is my hands are not dirty, so I can still touch everything. Again, about a teaspoon. Boom. Now we are going to seal this bag up. Move the holder. Super duper easy. Seal it again. Again, you're seeing this live. I did not stop this video. No editing is involved. And you see I'm making absolutely no mess. We're going to shake it up. Can you see how nicely this coats? Do you see? Do you see? I always wanted to be a singer. There we go. This is looking fantastic. So we're going to pop this back in the bag holder and we're going to scoop it out. Put this back on the holder just like this. And I want to show you this quickly. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to keep it stored in the bag until I'm ready to use it, because I'm going to saute this, and it's not time yet. I just wanted to prepare it, get the prep work out of the way. But I do want to show you how nicely, minimizing the steps, that this chicken gets coated. Do you guys see this? Oh my God, I just want to, like, if I wouldn't die by eating raw chicken, I would totally bite into that. Do you see that? So, so tasty. So I'm going to meet you here in a bit. We're going to transfer this into a skillet. That's how we're going to cook this. But before I do that, I would like to give you a word of advice, because you can shake this up a bit. Now, if you wanted to add Parmesan cheese, it's all the craze, do it. Now is the time to do it. Add a 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese, fresh grated. Boom, done. Add a 1/4 cup finely chopped pecans. Now you've got pecan crusted chicken. Boom. Add a 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese on here. Done. Same thing with the Swiss shredded cheese. You can create the base. You've got the base. Here it is. This is it. Don't forget the seasonings. I'm going to let you see in here. It's all coated. Fantastic. But don't let one little recipe confine your thoughts. You can turn this into whatever you wanted. Great Parmesan chicken base. That way we're going to saute it in the skillet. You'll see how to do that. Then you can add a little mozzarella and a little marinara. So you can make 1,000 different types of chicken for your family. Yummy, yummy, healthy, healthy, easily and fast with this base recipe. See you soon. We are back to finish our chicken, our crusted chicken with the sage sauce. Now what we're going to do first is I'm going to pop on the oven. I've got a pot here. You can use a skillet as well. I'm going to do a sauce that's going to feed about 2 of us. So I've got it on medium right now. We're going to put about a tablespoon of butter in here. Very simple. And I'm going to set that aside just to get my workspace clear. And then I'm going to do about a tablespoon of flour. Basically what we're doing right now is we're just going to make a roux. That's going to be a thickening sauce for our cream sauce. So these two are going to cook together. It's going to make a little paste, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But that way our cream sauce will become thick. Very simple. And you do that equal amounts. Tablespoon flour, tablespoon of butter. 2 tablespoons flour, 2 tablespoons butter. Simple, simple, simple. Now that's going to warm up. And what I'm going to do now is I've got this fresh sage. I've already washed it. And I'm just going to chop it finely, because it's going to be the seasoning that's in our sauce. Now sage I use all the time, and I'm sure you have. It's fantastic in stuffings. I use the dry sage in my chicken salad. It's so, so good. But this is a fresh sage, 1, because I want the sauce to look pretty, and I love the flakes. 2, there's nothing that smells better than a fresh sage. But 3, this is not the type of meal when you're doing an Alfredo type sauce that you want to use dried sage. Blah. So it's like having popcorn at the movie theater without the butter. Blah. So we've got that. We're going to let this cook up just a minute so that we can melt it together, and I'll show you the paste in just a second. Now you can see I'm making my roux. I've got my butter and flour have melted together, and as it sits here, it's actually going to get thick, but we're not going to let it sit here. We need to start cooking. So you can use a whisk. I'm using a spoon since I'm not making a ton. I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic so that that can start to roast in there. Do about a tablespoon of garlic, maybe a little less. Definitely get the juice. Yum, yum, yum. You can use the minced garlic, or you can use garlic powder. It really doesn't matter. Now we're going to do 1/8 of a cup of white wine. This is a 1/4 cup. Yes, I know. We're going to do half of that. That makes an 1/8. Then we're going to do a tablespoon of chicken base. Now, if I was going to make a big batch, I may just use chicken broth, like a 1/4 cup of chicken broth, but I'm not going to do that. So I used about a half a tablespoon of the chicken base. And now we are going to do a 1/4 cup of cream, half and half. Now I may need to end up doing more, but right now, this is just, again, just a little bit of sauce to drizzle over these chicken breasts, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Now that you can see already that it starts to thicken up. You see that? And as it cooks, it's going to thicken up even more. You see that? We've got this. Now it's really, really starting to thick up. So we're going to add our fresh sage. And again, this is about 3 tablespoons, which is also about 1/8 of a cup. Very, very simple. I'm definitely going to add a little more cream. Really, you want about a half a cup, but I wanted to make sure that I did not overdo it. So I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup more. But you can see how this sauce works. It's going to be so Delicious. And you just want to keep stirring it until it starts to thicken. You certainly do not want, you know, sour milk, burnt milk. Well, this is the exact same thing. You certainly do not want that smell in your house, and you obviously cannot eat it. So as that starts to cook, I'm going to kind of clean up, but I have one last thing to add to it. We're going to add a splash of a lemon. So I'm going to cut this baby in half. Hopefully not to pop any seeds in. I'm going to actually see if I can de-seed it before. And again, this is just cooking literally minutes. It starts to bubble. Make sure you stir it. You want to turn it down. Do you see how thick that is? That roux, which is your thickener. Beautiful. So we're going to add the juice of a half a lemon. Now, if you were doubling this batch, which if you were serving 4 to 5 people, you're going to double the batch. And if you have a question, look, post it in the comments. I check it all the time. I'm obsessed with it. Also, if you want to see me make anything, let me know. Please, just leave me a comment, request it. I'm happy to make stuff at your request or teach you things. And if I don't know it, I'll certainly learn about it. But I got to show you this. Tell me that does not look beautiful. That is going to be drizzled on, woo, look at that. It's going to be drizzled on top of our chicken. Now, while we're waiting, I'm just going to show you what I mean as far as drizzled on top of the chicken. We have another video that we are doing to teach you how to do a crusted chicken breast. And then you can kind of shake it up by adding pecans or Parmesan or cheddar cheese. This is just the base, and we're going to do this sauce. So I'm going to show you here. You guys get the first peek before I even finish that video. Look at this. Does that look amazing or what? I want to put it down so that the crust. But can you see that? Does that look beautiful? This is, we're going to saute this, flip it, and then when it's finished, we're going to drizzle that sauce on top of it. That's what that Parmesan sauce is for. So see you in a few. Hey guys, I am back, and as you can see, I am getting ready to do the chicken. Getting ready to saute the chicken. So I've popped the bag back on the holder, and I am going to transfer it with a fork so I don't have to touch it right into the pan so I can saute it. Now I'll probably be able to get 2 or 3 in here at a time. And it's so easy to just transfer it, and I don't make a mess. That's what I love. Love no messes. Here we go. Oh my gosh. The crust on this is so tasty. And you just saute it in a drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to put this on here. I actually had this in the fridge for a couple hours so I could do other things. So as I cook it, I'm cooking it on medium heat. You can see that. If you can't see it, I'm going to bring it up to you. Do you see that? Just like this. Do you see? Do you see? So we're going to cook this chicken. And in case you didn't see the other video, this is the sauce that we are going to drizzle on top of it. It's going to be delicious. So we're going to cook this and saute it in the skillet, and then we're going to drizzle this on top. We'll see you in a few minutes. Can you see that cooking? That is going to be so delicious. And you can see the sauce that we're making right here. You see that? Oh, I don't want to pour it out. Let me go down a little bit. Can you see that? Oh, yes, that looks delicious. Okay, we've let them cook for about 8 to 9 minutes, and we're going to flip them over now. I am using tongs with a soft side. You see this is a soft texture so that I don't scrape the crumbs off, because you know what? They're too good to lose and fall off. But you can see that I'm just flipping it all, and you can see how yummy this looks. And we're just going to let it continue to cook for about another 8 to 9 minutes. You can see I just took it out of the pan because I'm cooking the couple other ones, but I wanted to show you how tasty they look. It's like, oh my gosh. And I'm going to show you the finished product once the potatoes are done, and I'm going to top it with the sauce. But if you could smell my kitchen, you would be gobbling this up. In fact, you may be drooling. And I would certainly love to have you for dinner, but I don't think there's going to be any left. So we'll show you the finished product in just a few. I hope you guys are enjoying your dinner as much as we are. Here is our finished product with the chicken. You can see I've poured the sauce over it. That's the sage sauce. You can do more if you want. I've actually already started to eat it. I started to eat it and then forgot that I needed to do the video, or finish the video. So let me just say it is OMG good. And if you want the recipe, rewind. You can hear me say it. Or if you have a question about the recipe or you need to tweak something, feel free to leave a comment because I keep up with this all the time. Again, subscribe. Visit us at facebook.com/tlfamily and facebook.com/bagholder. See you soon.